Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're demystifying a topic that, a lot of people tend to shy away from, but honestly, it is absolutely fascinating once you truly understand it. We are talking about vaginal discharge. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. It's often just considered this daily annoyance, right? But what if I told you that it's actually a vital health barometer? It's literally a mirror reflecting your body's hidden changes. And by the end of this explainer, you're going to see it not as a nuisance, but as this brilliant, built-in alert system. So let's get real for a second. Ask yourself this direct question. Is your discharge actually normal? Do you even know what your baseline looks like? Because the volume, the color, the smell, these are all ways your body communicates its internal warning signals. But because we so rarely pay attention, we might be missing some really critical information. So let's get you fully equipped to decode these signals. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The unsung health hero. 2. Understanding the normal baseline. 3. Red and brown warning signs. 4. Yellow and frothy signs. And finally, 5. The common yeast infection.
Starting off with Section 1, the unsung health hero. We really got to reframe how we think about this bodily function. This slightly acidic, viscous liquid is working overtime for you. It acts as a highly effective physical barrier. Its primary job? To maintain a self-cleaning mechanism, constantly carrying dead cells and potential invaders right out of the body. By keeping that environment clean, it literally prevents harmful bacteria from traveling up and entering the uterus. It's doing some serious heavy lifting behind the scenes, every single day.
And you know what? It doesn't do this all by itself. Enter Dutterlines bacilli. These are beneficial lactic acid bacteria. Think of them as your body's elite natural defense team. These good bacteria live right there within the discharge, ensuring the environment stays slightly acidic, which is exactly what keeps the bad bacteria from thriving. They are the microscopic guardians of your reproductive health.
Moving along to Section 2, understanding the normal baseline.
So what does normal actually look like? Well, while everybody's a little different, this clear to white spectrum is the gold standard for a healthy appearance. When wet, normal discharge is generally transparent or slightly milky white. But here's a key detail you should know. When it dries on your underwear, it oxidizes slightly. That means it can leave a cream-colored or faintly yellowish stain. That is completely normal and absolutely not a reason to panic.
But normal isn't static, right? It changes. Estrogen, the primary female hormone, drives this entire timeline. Right after your period, estrogen is low, so the volume is very low, and you're going to feel dry. As you approach ovulation and estrogen surges, that volume peaks. Then, post-menopause, as estrogen drops naturally over time, the volume decreases again. Your body's natural rhythm dictates this entire flow.
Now get this. Here is a truly fascinating fact. During ovulation, the texture completely transforms. It becomes incredibly clear and sticky, so sticky that if you were to stretch it between your fingers, it can actually reach up to 10 centimeters without breaking. Crazy, right? Why does it do that? Because this specific slippery texture is the body's ingenious way of smoothly transporting sperm directly to the egg. It's literally a biological marvel, perfectly timed with peak fertility.
All right, Section 3, red and brown warning signs.
Time to put on our detective hats. If you see these colors outside of your normal menstruation cycle, there's a crucial difference you need to spot. A red color indicates fresh blood coming from the surface level. This could point to conditions like cervicitis or cervical polyps. But on the flip side, a brown color indicates older blood. It's brown because it's taken time to travel from deep inside the uterus, oxidizing along the way. Now, while it can sometimes just be old period blood clearing out, if it happens out of nowhere, it could be a serious warning sign for things like uterine or cervical cancer. So here's your game plan. Ask yourself, is this bleeding outside of my normal menstrual cycle? And has it been continuing for a long time? If your answer to both of those questions is yes, do not wait. This is a direct signal from your body telling you to consult a gynecologist immediately. Catching things early is always the best strategy.
Next up, Section 4, yellow and frothy signs.
If the texture suddenly changes to something resembling sticky nasal mucus, or if it takes on a distinct yellow or greenish hue, you need to pay close attention to compounding symptoms. Is it accompanied by an unusually massive amount of discharge? Are you feeling itchiness, a feverish heat in the area, or maybe some lower belly pain? If you've got these compounding symptoms along with that yellow color, it heavily points towards sexually transmitted infections, like chlamydia or gonorrhea. But hey, it's not always an STI. For women postmenopause, a yellow sign can point to atrophic vaginitis. Because estrogen production stops, the vaginal walls can actually shrink, dry out, and become inflamed, leading to bleeding, yellow discharge, and sometimes a noticeable fishy odor. Please, whatever you do, don't just dismiss this as a normal part of aging. It requires and responds beautifully to targeted hormone treatment prescribed by a doctor.
Now, what about a frothy or bubbly texture? If you're seeing bubbles, that is a primary sign of a microscopic parasite called Trichomonas. And what's really wild is that this is actually the most common sexually transmitted infection globally. Plus, it doesn't just spread through intimate contact, it can even be passed through shared damp towels and underwear.
You can think of this as a literal microscopic battleground inside your body. See, your good bacteria need a sugar called glycogen to survive. But the Trichomonas parasite aggressively consumes that exact same glycogen. It totally outcompetes your natural defenses, effectively starving your good bacteria. And because this is a parasite, it's rarely just going to go away on its own. You'll need specific oral medication to knock it out. Finally, Section 5, the common yeast infection. This is the most frequently seen abnormal sign. And let me just say right up front, there is absolutely zero stigma in experiencing this. The visual cue is super famous and highly specific. The discharge takes on this thick, crumbly texture that looks remarkably like yogurt or cottage cheese. Or over in Japan, it's often compared to sake lees. If you see this distinct white, clumpy texture, it is incredibly easy to recognize as Candida. Listen to this staggering number. 1 in 5. 1 in 5 women will experience a Candida yeast infection in their lifetime. It is an incredibly normal, everyday occurrence, so if you see that yogurt-like texture, just know that millions of other women are dealing with the exact same thing.
So, why is it so common? Well, Candida is a naturally occurring resident fungus. It's always there, just hanging out. But it's a major opportunist. It triggers and multiplies rapidly the very second your immune system drops, whether that's from being super stressed, catching a bad cold, or just extreme fatigue. It is highly recurrent, yes, but the good news? It is so easily treated with specific antifungal creams or inserts from your doctor. Seriously? Don't suffer through the extreme itchiness. Just go get it treated. And that brings us right back to the core takeaway of this entire explainer. Your discharge is a barometer of health reflecting your body's hidden changes. These visual signs, the volume, the colors, the textures, they aren't just random, annoying things happening to you. They are literally business memos sent directly from your body telling you exactly what is going on inside. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Are you actually listening to what your body is trying to tell you? Now that you know the baseline, and you know the red, brown, yellow, and frothy warning signs, you possess the knowledge to be completely proactive. Never ignore these signals. Proudly take charge of your health, keep an eye on your baseline, and never hesitate to consult a gynecologist when your body sends you a memo. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.